10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not fact-checked. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this. It's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
All the crap that we're interested
All
in.
the crap that we're interested in. I'm Keith Davidson.
I'm Papa Joey Stay.
I'm Tim Rice.
Searching for the truth.
Searching for the truth. Exploring the unexplained. Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
Hit the alert button.
Hit the alert button so you don't miss an episode. Welcome to the truth
About beer.
and
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of auld lang syne? For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for days of auld lang syne.
He said, "Are you a hybrid?" The answer is yes.
Sorry.
it
It was so good, I wanted to hear it again.
Yeah, we need the hub button right here.
Huh?
To hit right after that last comment, right?
Let me run in and hit it.
Huh?
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome to the truth about beer and
Huh?
or long way happy unexplained hour.
Number 30.
That's crazy. We've been doing 30 of these now.
This is it.
Or we've done 30
We've done
since
it.
since the Rona hit.
That's
well,
about
since-
when we started, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, yeah, 4 months basically. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess it had been going a little bit before that, but
yeah, we made the decision after to do that.
hey, welcome everybody.
Yeah. Is it me or our intros keep getting longer?
That was pretty long one.
That was a long one.
It was kind of fun. I mean, you recapped the whole year in
30 seconds.
was that all that was? There
Well,
something?
as it went through the year
Yeah.
part, yeah, 30 seconds.
It's pretty good.
Kind of teased a little bit about 2021.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
It really is. Especially that first episode we're planning to put out.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Little teaser there.
We got Candace on tonight. Kathleen's on. Aragon Stories. Wendy's on. Hey, Wendy.
Hello, Wendy.
Hope everybody had a good Christmas. I'm getting ready to kick 2020 the hell out of here and bring in something new.
Yeah. You know what I don't see up here on the table?
What's that?
I don't see any beer.
Nope. Not tonight.
Wow. So there's no suds.
No suds. But we can call him the guru of the barrel tonight, I guess.
Yeah. The guru of the bootleg.
There
No,
you go, the
I don't
bootleg.
know.
I like that. Well, let's bring him on, shall we?
Let's do it.
Mr. Jeff Stay, how you doing?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
What was an appropriate term?
The guru of the grains, we'll say.
There you go.
Hey, I like
They're
it.
all distilled grains, although there's grains in beer too, so that would be the way. But
True.
Should have let him do it.
There's just no bubbles.
although I don't know that I would call myself a guru when it comes to whiskey. I know some stuff, but I know more about beer.
You are
Either
definitely
way.
that's
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah, this will be fun to kind of switch it up tonight.
Yeah. Yep.
There's so many here to choose from.
Right.
There he is. So this is my personal collection of some whiskeys that I've
What do you
got. We'll kind of primarily talk about Scotch versus bourbon tonight. Won't get too much into the Canadian whiskey, Irish whiskey, things like that. Maybe we'll save those for another episode. Because truthfully, I know less about those. I know more about Scotch and bourbon. So I'm going to stay in my lane tonight.
No, Gentry's on. Hey,
Gentry's
Gentry.
going to learn about some whiskey tonight, too.
Nice. Gentry lives in whiskey land. He's down there in
Yeah.
Tennessee area. Yeah. But yeah, so the main thing before we drink, I wanted to point something out because the first one that I want to try is the whiskey that you guys gave me for Christmas, which I very much appreciate. But the reason I had mentioned to you guys backstage, I was excited to try this one because I just noticed that this is an American single malt whiskey. So before we get in too far, I'm going to kind of already dive into the lessons, if that's okay. And then we'll start drinking and then we'll talk more about them. But specifically with Scotch, when you're looking at Scotch whiskey, there's a couple things that you're looking at. And it's generally you're either going to run into a single malt Scotch or you're going to run into a blended Scotch. And the blended Scotch, the most popular, of course, being Johnny Walker. But there's more of them out there. But the single malt, so what that means is single just means that it's made from only one distillery. Malt, if they use the word malt in the name, that means that it's 100% barley. Malted barley is the only ingredient. So basically all you've got is water, yeast, and malted barley. Those are the only three ingredients in a single malt Scotch. So the one you gave me, I just automatically assumed that this was going to mimic more of a bourbon because it's from the US. It's not. This is an American single malt whiskey. So that means that this is from one distillery and this is 100% malted barley. This will not taste like bourbon. This will taste like Scotch. You guys have probably already tried it. Maybe I'm telling you something you already know, but I thought that was kind of cool. I had just noticed that. So,
What, you want me to uncork it?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to crack this. Yeah, that definitely has more of a Scotch smell to it. And with Scotch, I generally like to drink Scotch neat. So we were kind of talking about that too. It's everyone drink whiskey however you want. If it's mix it with water, drop of water, an ice cube, it does not matter. Whatever makes it more enjoyable, drink it that way. And that even comes from I can't think of the guy's name, but he's the Scotch whisperer. He's in Scotland, an absolute Scotch expert. And even he says, like, don't just drink it how you enjoy it. It doesn't matter. I do generally enjoy Scotch neat though. So that one I'm going to keep as is. But yeah, I'm excited to try this. So this is
Curious, what do you think?
basically Arizona Scotch. They just can't call it Scotch because it's not made in Scotland.
Right.
All
Well,
right.
cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers, fellas.
Definitely a Scotch.
Oh, man.
Good stuff,
I
huh?
did that right. I'm glad I noticed that because had I not paid attention to that and I would have just drank it, I would have not enjoyed that because I would have been expecting bourbon.
A bourbon.
And so
right.
my taste buds would have told me that something is wrong. But yeah, that is fantastic. That really is good. Man, they did a good job with that.
So Bigfoot's on, Mr. Naked, and he was asking about a white whiskey. He says, "Do you see no white whiskey?" You know what he's talking about?
I've seen silver whiskey. So I've got this bottle of High West. This is their double rye, but High West does make a silver whiskey. And because whiskey generally is going to get its color from the charred oak barrels. And so a silver one is a clear one. So I don't know how they can possibly age whiskey in a barrel and not have it pick up the color, the caramel colors, unless they aren't using a charred oak barrel. Maybe that's the key, is it's not a charred barrel. Maybe it's an uncharred oak barrel, and so that's what makes it a white whiskey or a silver whiskey, which would declassify it from being a true bourbon, which maybe that's fine. They don't call bourbon, they call it so I don't know. I have seen it, and I've wondered how they have a clear whiskey, because it kind of goes against what whiskey generally is. But yeah, sorry, I don't have a better answer for that. It's a good one though. It's a good question.
So you said it's all white until it gets barreled. So
yeah, exactly.
That's for the
so
if you're too anxious to wait 7 years for a bourbon here, for this bourbon.
Yep.
How long did they say they?
So let's get into that. So bourbon. So
I don't remember.
Again, bourbon, by the rule of being called bourbon, first thing has to be made in America. It does not have to be made in Kentucky. You can have Tennessee bourbon. You could have bourbon from any state. As long as it's made in America, it can be called bourbon. The other thing that it has to be called a bourbon is it at least has to be 51% corn. They can then use other grains other than corn on top of that, but 51% or more has to be corn to be called bourbon. It has to be aged at least 2 years. Generally, it's aged for more than that. Anything under 4 years, they have to specifically tell you on the label. It has to be a new charred oak barrel to be called bourbon. And then it also, the alcohol content varies quite a bit. It's like anywhere from 40% alcohol to like upwards of 90% alcohol or something like that. That's a big range. So the big thing for bourbon though is US 51% corn and the new charred oak barrel. That's what makes it a bourbon. What makes it a straight bourbon? So you'll notice most of these. So this is Elijah Craig, Kentucky straight bourbon, Bullet, Kentucky straight bourbon. Straight just adds a few more rules to that. So of course, Kentucky straight bourbon, it does have to be made in Kentucky to be called Kentucky straight. And then the straight part of that is they just kind of narrow down in terms of the aging. It has to be, I want to say like 4 years or more on that one. I could be a little off on some of these. And it has to be bottled at least 80 proof or 40% alcohol to be called a straight. So really, it's not that uncommon. If you see a Kentucky straight bourbon, it's not like you have some rare bottle of whiskey. That is the majority of the bourbon out there, I would assume, is Kentucky straight bourbon. But you could get something from Tennessee that follows all the same guidelines, but because it's from Tennessee, it can't be called Kentucky straight, but it could still be a straight bourbon, technically. And then, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just say, so this bourbon that I picked up from Kirkland, from Costco, it's of course, it's a Tennessee straight bourbon whiskey.
Okay. So straight, yep. So they use the word straight there, so it falls within those parameters.
What was it? Oh, premium small batch. That's what I was asking. I mean,
yep. And so that's kind of this Elijah Craig is also a small batch. Yeah, and I think honestly, I should have looked that up to get more of a sophisticated answer. I believe it's just what it sounds like. It's just made in smaller batches, so they have more control over it. Yeah. because the one thing that there's a company, I just pulled up the name and it just slipped my mind. What are they called? MGP. I believe they're in Indiana actually, but MGP, is a massive warehouse with tons and tons of barrels of whiskey, because it's really hard to do whiskey the right way and to do bourbon and all that, just because of the aging process, all the ingredients. Even some of the bigger companies, they have a hard time of, you've got to anticipate demand at least 2 years out, more likely 5 to 10 years out. So to have all that stock on hand when you're just this one company, it's hard to do. So a lot of these whiskey companies will go to this company, NGP, and they will actually use their whiskeys that they barrel in their own warehouse. They'll blend things together. They'll take a single barrel, whatever it happens to be, and they'll create a whiskey. So Bullet is an example of that. The Bullet bourbon is created by Bullet, but Bullet rye actually comes from MGP, comes from this completely other warehouse. This totally different company makes Bullet rye for Bullet, which is part of Diageo brands, I believe, which is interesting. So a massive, massive liquor company, and they still use a third party to do some of their whiskeys for them. So anyway, that's why I think small batch becomes such a thing, because this, I would assume you're never going to see small batch if it came from a warehouse like MGP. That means this truly was made by Elijah Craig or whatever distillery happened to do that one. There's just much more control over that whiskey, you know. And not that it's a bad thing, but MGP does some really good stuff.
Yeah, we have a bourbon on the table, right? That's
we do.
Kirkland. Let's try that one.
So Kirkland, you want to try that?
So so taste wise, what's the biggest difference between you're going to notice between the Scotch and the whiskey? And
the biggest difference between bourbon and Scotch is bourbon is going to be sweeter, because it's using at least 51% corn.
Right,
you're automatically right there. You're going to just get more of the sweetness out of it, which is actually surprised me. So this Sacred Stave, this actually has some sweetness to it, which is interesting, because it's just the 100% malted barley. It definitely tastes like a Scotch, but it's actually kind of a sweet Scotch in a way. I like it. It's fantastic. But yeah, so that's going to be the main thing with bourbon versus Scotch.
So, we do have a brewer on the feed. I think if we should get Bigfoot on,
we should
talk about his process and stuff. That would be very interesting.
A brewer or a distiller?
Well,
both.
I think he does it all.
Don't bring him on. He's going to call bullshit on everything I just said.
you need to meet.
Know what he's talking about?
You need to meet Mike.
I have watched his stories. Yeah, it's incredible.
I should see if I can send him a link.
Oh.
Yeah, and so what I just poured for myself is a double rye, which means it's two different rye whiskeys they mix together. It's not like a double IPA where it's like twice the amount of hops and malt, but a rye whiskey, very similar to a bourbon whiskey, other than the fact that it has to at least be 51% rye, malted rye instead of corn in it. But yeah, this one is one that I really love. The ryes are fantastic. So which one did you guys pour? Which bourbon?
Actually, we poured the Kirkland, which you.
Oh, nice. All right, perfect.
Well, you could smell it sweeter, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right off the bat.
Oh man, that rye is so good.
That's good. Yeah, there's definitely a difference in the taste.
Yeah,
actually a little smoother too, right?
And it generally would be. I mean, Scotch, and again, for the sake of it, we'll call this Sacred Stave Scotch, because that's really what it is. It's a much more acquired taste. You either like Scotch or you don't. There's not too much in between there. Yes.
Since it's from Arizona, we'll call it Scotchdale.
Scotchdale.
Nice.
They're not in Scotchdale, but
Mike, I sent you the link on Twitter.
I like it.
That's really
now
good.
the other thing that you'll find with bourbons is every once in a while you're going to come across a bottle that says bottled in bond. And what that means is that it actually used to mean a lot more back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, because when they were originally producing whiskey, before there was any regulation around it whatsoever, you'd get guys out there, distilling who knows what, mixing in who knows what, literally spit from a tobacco spittoon, mixing it in with the whiskey. No joke. They were doing things like that and calling it whiskey and calling it bourbon and all these things. Which bourbon actually comes from French word. There's like a French, I don't know. Anyways, it's French. But so the legitimate distillers were saying, hey, going to the U.S. government, you've got to do something. You've got to regulate this.
Right.
And this was before even like you got into food regulations and all of it. It's one of the earliest regulations regarding a consumable item, if not the earliest regulation that the government stepped in. And it was just like, look, if you're going to be bottled in bond, then that means you are bottled in a government-controlled warehouse. So the government was like supervising what was going on to know that everything was legit. It falls into a lot of the same categories we already talked about with bourbon. It's basically what became bourbon, what became straight whiskey, falls in all these parameters of ingredients. You can't add artificial flavors, coloring, anything like that. That's when you're going to see bottled in bond. Now, when you see it again, back then it meant you could trust the whiskey; it wasn't going to kill you. Where something if you didn't see it, potentially could kill you. Now, of course, you don't have to see bottled in bond to know you're getting something good. I think it's probably just more for fun that they do it, but I think it does still have to fall within parameters of like even a distillery or a warehouse control that the government like oversees to have that bottled in bond label that they'll put on.
I don't think Mike lives by those parameters.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's on. We're going to bring him.
Yeah, most
Hey, Mike.
distillers live.
Is
What's up?
and always
How's it
naked.
going?
Hey, Scott. Did I call you Scott? Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're drinking scotch.
Yeah.
That's Jeff.
That's Jeff. I know. Damn. I was thinking Scott somebody else. I don't know.
Because we said
You're good.
Scottsdale.
I see you reference my name in the comments. You know who I am. I know who you are. Mike the Naked Bigfoot. It is fantastic to finally talk to you.
Oh, God. Some would be terrified by that prospect. No, I'm really happy you guys are talking about bourbon tonight. That's near and dear to my heart.
Awesome.
I have
Please
distilled a
please
great
fill
deal
any
and fucking
gaps.
great. Well, you've been pretty good with it. I'll tell you what, I have not personally. Now, my wife has bought me a bottle of bourbon, but I have not bought bourbon in probably almost 15 years because I make my own. And by the way, it's not terribly legal in Virginia, just as an FYI. So I don't worry about labels or anything. So, but they can only bust you if you have it in your possession. So they can look at this video and they can come here, but they'll never find it in my possession.
Smart.
How many acres do you have to hide it on?
I know the rules of bootlegging, so. But no, like you said, dude. All whiskey comes out white. It always starts off white. It always starts off at an incredibly high proof that has to get proofed down, and I don't proof my stuff down very much, or usually not at all, unless it's some really weak weasels out there who can't take the strong stuff. So, ooh, I just said weak weasel. I haven't used that line in a long time.
So what kind of proof are we talking about? What's your whiskey finished product? What's the proof?
Oh, my finished product, the best proof I've ever gotten, has been 180 proof.
Oh my! Damn!
It's
all right,
dude. It's rocket. Well, that's what I'm sitting on a whole lot of 180 proof right now, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't go ahead and start doing some barrel aging to that, because 180 proof actually barrel ages fairly quickly. It ages fairly quickly, and you may or may not know this, but there are a lot of artificial ways aside from just doing barrel aging to actually make bourbon and to age it quickly and to get that aged flavor to it.
okay.
A lot of connoisseurs like yourself would probably pick up on it fairly quickly that some of it's chemically induced and not done by nature. I've personally did it one time because I had a really amazing sale that was coming down. It was for a college party, and they've been busted before for having the white whiskey on campus. And so I told them I'd fix them some bourbon, and it was a week away, so I artificially induced a little bourbon action on it. I'm pretty sure it gave them diarrhea for like a month, but it tasted good.
That's awesome.
But no, the higher proof stuff, I mean, the higher proof stuff, when you do age it, whether it's in a barrel or if you do it on wood chips, because I would do both, and barrels in with doing actual chips or spirals or anything like that. And there's different types of oak that you can use, and there's different types of char to the oak that you can use too that adds like flavors to it, like vanilla. But overall, it pretty mellows out. Even at 190 proof, it really, really mellows it out. I mean, you will get drunk and you will fall off your ass really fast drinking it. But it will definitely go down a little bit smoother. It won't be fire water.
Yeah.
Now, if you drink it without doing that, it's gonna, dude. I can drink probably a quart of it, but most people couldn't take but a couple of shots of it, and they're ready to go off and sleep somewhere. So, or rip their clothes off and run through the woods. Either way, so.
I think Mike is the Walter White of whiskey.
Nice.
Dude, I've been compared to that because we got a lot of people that cook meth around here, and I actually had a really good meth cook person ask me about some of my processes with some of because I've got some really old stills that have been passed down through my family.
And you used to be a teacher, right?
What's that?
And you used to be a teacher as well?
I was a teacher, yeah. Hell, there's a lot of connections to Walter White there, isn't there? I didn't realize that. But I taught Shakespearean English, so I was like the more prim and proper Walter White. So, who spoke in an English accent on stage. You don't want to hear that, trust me.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Sometimes.
I just want to say my name.
Yeah,
right. Say your name, dude. You gotta buy me something to eat first. I mean, if I'm gonna say your name, so. And you gotta supersize it and put some cheese on it too. I am not a cheap, so not cheap. I am.
So, what percentage of corn do you put in your whiskey?
Oh, dude, I'm glad you asked. Damn, I was gonna tell you about that. Well, I used locally sourced dried cracked corn. It depends on the mash. If it's a straight sour mash with corn, and by those people who don't realize that mash is the term that you use when it's what you distill to make the whiskey from it. It's fermentation of the corn and whatever else you have inside of it. I've done straight corn without adding any rye to it, and I've done double and triple rye with corn to it.
All right.
But I've used a straight corn whiskey, which, by the way, that shit is rocket fuel. Straight corn whiskey is. And you're looking at about 90% corn and about 10% extra sugars added to it, and that's all.
All right.
Because you've got to always add some sugars to it. To a mash to keep it fermenting properly. Because trust me, if you try to distill something that's not fermented properly, something's going to clog up and blow up on your ass really fast. And then if you have hair on your head, you won't have it after that because it will burn it off.
Crazy.
Oh, is that what happened?
Dude, I've been near exploded stills before when I've been trying to help people. My stills don't explode. My shit does not explode. I know how to run it. Nice. But I've had people run it and it has left freaking craters in the ground. It's no joke.
Unreal.
But no, I've used up to 90% corn, 95% corn in it. It takes a lot longer if you use cracked corn, but if you can grind up the corn a great deal without becoming actual cornmeal, you get some real flavor out of that too. A lot of good flavor out of corn mash.
Yeah.
Now you can do a straight sugar mash and make whiskey from that, but that's just going to get diarrhea for a month, but it'll taste good.
And to put that in reference, like I say, it has to be at least be over 51% to be bourbon. You're talking upwards of 90%, like your Maker's Mark, Jim Beam. That's in like the 70% corn range.
Yeah, you're going into some straight corn stuff then, and it really does taste good. I've sampled some Maker's Mark. It doesn't taste as good as my stuff tastes, but it's got its place out there for those who don't know any better, have never been in the hills to drink the real stuff. So,
so is I'm gonna play naive here because I really am, but so is moonshine just whiskey before it's been barreled?
It's virgin whiskey.
Okay.
Because all whiskey comes out clear. The process, it's always clear. Now, if you get a whiskey that comes out, if you get a shine or a whiskey that comes out, and it's not clear, you need to throw that shit away because it will kill you. There's something in it. There's something wrong in it. Sometimes it's fusels and oils from the fermentation process, which will leave an aftertaste to it. Or now, this has never happened to me, and no, I've never killed anybody doing this, but it could be if they're not using copper as part of their process for distilling the alcohol, and you're getting heavy metals into it and everything else. So if it's not clear, you don't drink it. Or if you get some kind of sediment that forms in it after it's done distilling, you do not drink it unless you have a death wish.
Man. Now, so what about, because
you can't let it mellow. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said, so even if it's yellow, you can't let it mellow. If it's brown, you
well,
it down.
Duty drank some of that before, and I don't think he can see out of his left eye anymore.
Forgot about Duty.
Nice.
Yeah, and he crapped for a month too afterwards, but that's normal, so we couldn't tell if it was that or not. So.
Now, this may be a naive question, but I'm thinking of the show Moonshiners. If I remember
that show's
right,
so full of shit.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sure it is, like every reality TV show, exactly. Yeah. But I remember them saying like the first whiskey, the first moonshine to come out, you have to dump because it'll like kill you.
Those are your cuts. Those are your cuts. The first cut.
Yes.
Yeah, the first cut that comes out will kill you. Yeah, the first cut will come out as straight up.
Really is a thing.
That's real. That can be any number of things depending on your distilling process and your temperatures in which you're distilling from. That could be any way from ethylene, methylene. That could be anything coming out of here. That stuff is deadly. It'll kill you. That's the stuff when you hear people going blind, they're drinking that. And then you get
and
your
that's, I didn't know if they just made that up for the show, for dramatization, or if that really is a thing. But, all right.
That's true. And in my opinion, watching the show, they don't throw enough of it away. They're mixing some dangerous stuff up.
Damn.
Because you've got your hearts and your heads and your tails, and your hearts are what your premium stuff is where you get all your flavor from, the hearts of it, which is about midway through the distillation process. Your tails is the leftover of what's ever in your thumper that's coming through it. That's at the end of the distillation process. Sometimes it tastes good. Sometimes it tastes like boiled ass. But if it tastes good, sorry, I'm really wound up today. If it tastes good, you can actually take the tails and you can take the heads and you can blend it back into your hearts and really come out with a really nice and tasty product doing that. But if your heads taste like crap and your tails taste like crap, but you got a really good heart coming out, you throw all that stuff away. Unless you're trying to make a quick sale, then you just sell all that shit and you don't say a word about it.
That's awesome.
So what percentage of the finished product, or what percentage of what is distilled is usable? And really,
the stuff that comes out, the fermented product, how much of it is distilled? In all honesty, it's not a whole lot. That's why you see people that have giant barrels full of mash, because a lot of that gets thrown away. Because you have a lot of crap, a lot of undrinkable things, sometimes burn things, depending on how you're running your still, that's undrinkable. So it's usually your best whiskey your best shine leaves behind about 30 or 40% crap back in your thumper.
Wow.
So about 40% of it you will never use that comes out of it. It's just waste, and you just dump it out, and it smells too. Oh God. If you've never smelled the stuff that comes out of a thumper, dude, you hear me say the term boiled ass? It smells like boiled ass. It smells like boiled ass that has a skunk jammed in it. It is foul.
Wow.
And I dared
Man.
somebody to drink some one time, and I thought I'd killed them because they passed out. That stuff is bad.
That's crazy.
That is.
Well, it's fun to create it. Now, I have done a lot of rye fermentations too, and done some rye whiskeys as well.
Yeah.
But that's expensive. Rye is expensive to deal with because rye is really can be really hard to ferment in the woods
Because there's just not as
I'm
much
sure
sugar in it as there is corn.
it isn't. It's really hard to work with, and if you add too much extra sugar to it, you really ruin that rye flavor to it too.
Yeah.
You really, really, really destroy it. And you've got to have some. Now, there's stuff called daddy yeast, which is a distiller's yeast that everybody universally uses in all of these big places that create their whiskeys and stuff with it to ferment with it. And there's also a myriad of what the fuck is clawing at the door? Sorry.
It's Bigfoot.
I was going to say, when you ask that question, I get worried.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's not funny. Seriously, what the fudge apple is clawing at the door?
When you got to ask that question, yeah, exactly.
Well, you'll probably Jeff. Also, you can use malted barley and stuff too to really jumpstart ferments with rye too.
Okay.
I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of trick. I swear to God, what the fuck is it? Oh, never mind. That's a stupid cat. And yeah,
The cat.
you might see Gozer come shooting across the screen in a second. So should be interesting. I think she's in heat, so she's really insane right now. So
John's asking, do you know how? So let me go back. Sorry. Grand Canyon Distillery has a clear whiskey that's actually smooth. Does Mike know how to distill it clear, just not using char barrels?
well, it all comes out clear. You distill it clear. You only use char barrels when you want to turn it brown, and that's when it becomes a brown liquor. Is when you use the char barrels.
So the silver whiskey that we were talking about earlier, then, that is just an unbarreled whiskey.
It's nothing but virgin whiskey. It just came out of it came right out of the tap that they didn't water down significantly to get down to the right ABV for them. So
All right.
to get their bricks, I swear, get the fuck off that plant. I've got a really interesting. I swear to God. I have a very interesting plant growing in this room, and she needs to stay the hell out of it.
You need not say any more.
It's not pot. It's something else.
Is it catnip?
It's not catnip, trust me, but it smells like ass. Well, it's not illegal in the United States yet. Not a lot of people know what it is in the United States. It's a really good painkiller, but it comes from an interesting place in Portugal. It also has some amazing hallucinogenic effects too. So,
When the heck are you going to write a book? That's all I want to know. When are you going to write a book?
well, one of my degrees is in botany, and then well, I took a lot of chemistry courses too, which probably explains why I'm so damn good at distilling too. And I'm really good with yeast. I've got a yeast collection that'll probably make most people shit their pants if they saw it. I've got yeast from all over the world that I use for all kinds of things. I've got some natural yeast that I cultivated. Got all kinds of crazy dried yeast and a lot of liquid yeast too, to make just about any kind of alcohol you can think of.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, and there's also a difference between using for making whiskey for getting to whiskey to distilling whiskey. There's two really interesting methods of doing it. You can either do it the still method, which are using to apply heat, and using water to cool it to condense it to get your alcohol, or you can use an air still, which uses air instead of water to condense the alcohol for it to come out of the tap. And there really is a difference in taste too, because I've been teaching my son how to use an air still, because you should learn the basic process, because an air still can't explode. It very rarely can explode. It's like a 0.0005% chance of exploding. Get the fuck off that point. Swear to God. If you eat that plant, I'm not dealing with you tonight.
Oh boy.
You. Oh, screw you. Get out.
That sounded like a kitten. That wasn't a cat.
Go. I think you ate some of it because you're not in heat. You're fucking nuts right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
my animals get into my botanical curiosities. Weird things happen. So, but no, there's a difference in taste. But if you use an air still, it teaches you the fundamentals of distilling alcohol. But before you get to the big thumper and everything else with it, and the condenser and everything else, and learning how to do that. So I've been teaching him how to use an air still first. Which, by the way, I had to end up because it's really hard to find a good air still in the United States. Years ago, I had to make contacts with a really good friend in Australia and have him ship me an air still that can hold more than a gallon of liquid at a time.
Huh.
But it can process some good whiskey. It's just not
Never
terribly.
heard of an
it's
air
not
still.
terribly strong.
Right?
Yeah.
Air stills are amazing.
Yeah.
And you can do that
That's
in your
cool.
house if you want to. I mean, it's going to smell like ass in your house, but
Nice.
it's an easy way to hide the fact that you're making. Now, some states you can make alcohol in and make a certain amount of distilled spirits in, but most states won't let you do it, like Virginia.
I need to ask Jeff if he's okay on time. I keep him this long, so
Yep,
Are you
I
okay?
need the kids are starting to break down. I'm pushing.
Oh my
my
God, I
limits,
need to leave y'all alone. Okay.
No, it's awesome, man. I appreciate what you've added.
You mind hanging in the back office for a second, Mike?
I don't mind.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll bring you back
Yeah,
on.
well,
Hang on a second.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. That was cool to hear.
Whiskey's a lot of fun.
It is. There's a lot of it.
Wow.
All right. Well, awesome, guys.
Well, cool. Thanks for the info, and I'm glad you enjoyed the Santan there.
Yeah, no, that really is. I'm not just saying it. Honestly, it's a very fantastic whiskey. That's awesome. I'm going to really enjoy that.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Well, Happy New Year's.
Same to you.
Yeah, same to you.
And we'll
Appreciate
see
that.
you in 2021.
Yeah.
All right.
New things in
Sounds good, guys.
2021, right?
Yes, yep.
Yep.
We'll talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Well, awesome, guys. I'll see you around.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank
See
you.
ya.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring Mike back on.
Oh, crap.
No, don't bring me back on.
No, the pressure's on.
It's all good. I don't mind being on.
So how you been, man? We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I've been busy. Just to keep it short and to keep it upbeat. Been dealing with a whole lot of medical issues. So, but I'm okay now. I'm
good.
still kicking and squealing and being an asshole in general. So
That's great. I mean, I think being alcohol, that means, you still know you have time to make amends, right?
Trust me, I've apologized to a hell of a lot of people recently.
So that goes to my next question, which I'm almost afraid to ask. But so what's your plans for the new year?
Oh God, my plans for the new year. I'm wrapping up things around the farm. I got a lot of loose ends I have to wrap up around the business end of my life, and that's pretty much it. I mean, every day is more interesting than the next, but it's pulling everything together and leaving my family and friends extremely happy and well off.
Wow.
Well, that came out more dark.
I was trying to piece that together for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you digest that for a minute.
Okay.
By the way, where the hell's that doll at?
Oh, well.
She's not in the room with us tonight.
Yeah, she's downstairs.
She's downstairs.
Oh, I didn't sense evil through the phone, so.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Or if you don't mind. Because starting next year, we're going to continue to do our live show, but we want to do an episode on spirit guides. And of course, you're the first one that comes to mind to help us with that episode. And would you be interested in
Why
joining
not?
on that topic?
Why not? My dark-eyed evil little girl who guides me through the universe. She's always been she's been incredibly unusually active recently. So I would love to talk about that a little bit. Well, I've been talking about a lot of things I haven't talked about in a long time. So yeah, I wouldn't mind talking about that.
Well, we would be honored if you talked about it on our show. Yes.
Yep, that'd be cool.
Absolutely.
That'd be very cool.
Any more interesting questions?
You ready for Parapalooza 2021?
Oh my God. When are y'all going to have that?
We're hoping in March.
In March.
That's the plan.
Oh, that's a long ways away.
Yep.
Well, it's like a whole 3 months.
But it's going to be hosted by What the Paranormal this year. So
Oh, they're freaking awesome anyway.
Yep.
I can't think of her. What is her name? I can't think of her name. If she's on right now, she's going to get really pissed off at me. But I can't think of her name.
it's Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie.
No,
Amy.
Amy. Oh shit. Amy. Okay. Yeah, you definitely want to put an adult like little thing on there saying before you watch this, get the kids out of the room.
Oh, we did. There's a warning at the very beginning.
There's a lot of bad words pop out of my mouth. I've gotten better at controlling them, but not recently.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It is. It adds color.
It does. Color comedy.
I've been called colorful, but that's usually by lawyers. But
Well, we've already gone 45 minutes. That's crazy.
oh my God,
Time just flies. But I mean, the whole idea of tonight's show was to kind of recap our year, and I think for me, probably the biggest highlight over this crazy effed up year, though.
Oh yeah.
And the new friends we've made.
Yeah.
You being one of them, and it's just, yeah. I think the good friends that we've made, through this past year outweighs any of the shit storm that we've had to put up with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You guys have really kept my mind off the crazy. So I really appreciate you guys existing. And you've really been really helpful to a lot of people that are out there that have always been afraid to step forward, talk their story, tell what they know, what they've dealt with. You guys have provided a very friendly, honest forum for people to come on and talk about it. I can't tell you the number of people I've spoken to since being on your show, have anything to do with you guys. They've come by and they watched your videos, and then they've contacted me, and we've talked about their experiences and what they've been dealing with, and they've offered me shit tons of advice, and I've offered them shit tons of advice.
That's awesome.
So you guys really, really are a hub. I want to say you guys are a really user-friendly hub that's out there in the paranormal world right now. And there's not a lot of those. Most of them are sensationalized or just giant steaming piles of bull crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I said crap. I didn't say the other word. And you guys have been very approachable, and it's meant a lot, just not to me, but to a lot of other people out there that you may not know about or know that have ever talked to you. But you mean a lot to a lot of people. So
we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I hear a lot about the the bashing and all that, the bullying that goes on in paranormal group circles and stuff. And we've kind of avoided all of that. Thank goodness.
mm-hmm.
I mean, apparently it has gotten bad, because I've seen some crazy things dealing with it. But
it's been funny as hell.
That we've kind of been able to avoid any of it, and we're here for anybody.
Well, I will tell you guys this: it's the person who has the biggest personality dysfunction that always wins the argument, and that's the reason why I don't catch any bullshit from anybody. Because I'll tell you, I have my batshit crazy moments, And I've never. Trust me, if they want to do crazy, we can do crazy. But it. But that's how I deal with the negativity when I sense it coming, if not right at me, but at people that I respect and enjoy. I give them a minor dose of batshit crazy and let them know that, hey, it's going to get worse. So you might want to back off and be less of an asshole. Because I can be your best friend, or I can shit on your cornflakes every morning of your life. I prefer to be your best friend. Because I don't shit as much as I used to. So it's going to be a real issue for me to do that.
Yeah.
So was it Lowe's that you used to like to visit for that?
Dude, I don't think I'm allowed back in Lowe's. Oh shit! I haven't been to Lowe's. Wow. But they got really pissed off at me because I think word got out that I just would go in there to shit up their toilets and use all their toilet paper. They've got the most, dude. A toilet paper is amazing. During the toilet paper crisis, I wanted to go in there and steal as much as I could. I mean, I was freaking taking it off the rolls and putting it in a backpack. It was amazing. It was some good stuff.
Mike made Employee of the Month 3 times, and he didn't word there.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I just, I really meant to leave a gift to some of the people who have to go in there and clean up behind me because I felt really bad for them. I mean, I'd get incredibly pissed if it was me. If I had to go behind me and clean up some of the shit that I've done in those bathrooms, I mean, it took a water hose probably to spray some of that stuff off the porcelain. I'll tell you that.
That's a very good point. You probably clogged them.
Dude, no, they've got amazing suction in the Lowe's toilet.
They sell those things, so they should at least have the best ones, right?
Exactly. They do. I swear to God, if your sphincter was not attached to your body, it would probably pull your guts to your ass if you sit on it. Because they've got the most amazing suction in those bathrooms. You cannot clog those unless you put a brick out your ass. Because I have filled those things up to the brim, and it has sucked every bit of it now. With clear water coming back in it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's always shit.
Thank you.
Painted quite the picture.
Dude, you really should go in there and do it because dude, it's really hard to break the suction if you stay on it and that little toilet thing goes off. I mean, it's like one of those astronaut toilets. It keeps your ass glued to it. I think that's why they put those delay flush things on them, so you don't get your ass stuck in it. Because that was something called a reverse cowgirl happens or some shit. But anyhow. But dude, if you reach behind you, there's a button you can push and make that thing go off. And you can experience the power of the toilet.
Oh my God.
They need to install some of that shit in some houses because I would be the first one up there. Because I'll tell you what, my upstairs toilet is brutal. That poor thing, it cries when it sees me come in there because it ain't got no strength behind it anymore. Gravity does not help it anymore at all. But I want the Lowe's toilet. Now, the Home Depot one, now that has a good suction to it. But the Target one, that's just like the Lowe's one, it will glue your ass in place. It will suck the shit out of your colon. That stuff is amazing.
They need to.
It's like an air enema, dude. It will pull it out of you. It's freaking amazing.
He needs to be on an ad for Lowe's, don't you think?
I think so.
Dude, that is American ingenuity. There's no such thing as an English or a French toilet that can pull your guts to your ass. I can guarantee you that. That is American ingenuity.
That's awesome.
No need for a bidet or anything after one of those. Huh?
No.
Dude, I said, dude. When I was in the Caribbean, I used a bidet once. You have like cold water shoot right up to your ass. That is not cool. I don't know what it's cleaning, but it's cleaning my balls. It's not, I'm sorry. It's cleaning something, but it's not cleaning my butt. I don't know how many people like having a water hose shot into their balls, but it's no fun. Bidets are not your friend. Especially when you hang low, it hurts. Oh God, that hurts. It's like somebody just kicked you in the nards.
Well, they should have a pressure adjustment on there somewhere. But
well, it should be, dude. Because I swear to God, it's like freaking pulling your skin off your scrotum. It hurts. And I don't know how you can adjust your ass on those things. So those toilets are big that have those things on them. They're freaking huge. Sorry. I just realized I've been talking about shit in toilets for the last 10 minutes.
This is our show on whiskey.
No, I could say that everything comes out of me brown, but it don't.
Oh my God. That's funny. Where do you go from there?
Hi, Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca's on.
Did she?
Probably.
Where's Lindsay? Where's Lindsay at? She enjoys the shit talk.
Hopefully she didn't crash. She's on her way home. So
It's
Oh my
probably-
god! I mean, she really enjoyed the green apple splatters and my compression tank of a fart that I can do. So,
God, I can't laugh that hard. That hurts.
Oh.
do
Funny.
shit your pants, dude.
No. That won't happen. I haven't drank enough for that. So
If you ever do, you'll never forget it. It's a shame that stays with you forever.
I'm sure. I guarantee it.
I mean, I shit myself in the woods one time, and I've never forgotten it. I can tell you the time, place, and the minute that it happened, and what led me to bring it down. It was not cool
Probably kept
because it goes from hot to cold really fast.
That's too much.
Sorry.
This was the exorcism of 2020. I think we did it.
We did it. We exercised it.
We exercised 2020.
Dude, I need an enema of holy water in my ass sometimes. I mean, somebody needs to work on that exorcism. If you know anybody that are takers, I will definitely bend over and let them work on it because I don't know where I inherited these bowels from, but they're freaking crazy.
So that's what Rebecca said. She says both times she's come in late to our show, it's been you shit talking.
Well, I'll tell you what, I replay the last time I shit talk. If I need a good laugh, I replay that conversation all the time on your channel. So
There's a difference between shit talking and literal shit talking.
Literal shit talking, right?
Oh, it's always literal shit talking with me. I mean, the bodily fluids in my life are amazing because I ooze stuff out of every freaking orifice, and most of it is not pleasant to look at, smell, touch, or taste. Pretty bad.
We need more whiskey.
Yeah.
I wish I could get drunk.
Yeah. So, is there a time in your life you think you'll be able to?
No, dude, my alcohol consuming days are way behind me. So, what you're talking to is sober, ain't smoked anything, ain't popped a pill or anything. Well, I have popped some pills, but it hasn't been those kind of pills, the fun pills. Yeah, my whiskey days are far behind me.
Well, that sucks.
It really does, but it doesn't keep me from. I mean, dude, you don't understand how much I have on the premises. Well, not on the farm, but how much I have in my stash houses. Dude, I've got some. I'll tell you what, when I am taking the eternal celestial dirt nap, somebody is going to get really rich or really drunk when they find this shit. I've got gallons of it out there.
You got to make sure you get it all away.
Do you have a treasure map for this?
Actually, I do in my own little crazy naked Bigfoot code. It either leads to a steel trap or it leads to a bottle of liquor. You got to interpret it correctly. And some of the old house places you don't want to go to anyway because they kind of suck and are spooky. But if you go to the chimneys and pull back the bricks, you're gonna find some gallon jugs in there, and that's some good stuff.
Wow.
My liquor legacy is going to be huge when I'm gone.
You're really gonna name something after you.
Well, I think the police department did, but I don't think that was official. Well, no, but you know what? The local PD have never bothered me when it comes to distilling because I keep it on the down low and I don't make a big issue out of it. And like I said, I keep the meth dealers away from the area too. So the police, well, yeah. I mean, some of the meth people are pretty cool, but most of them are jackass, crazy tweakers. And The only thing that rattles their bones is if you actually catch the car on fire or something. So I didn't do that. There is no proof that I caught anybody or anything on fire.
There was no proof.
It got really quiet.
Video proof, right?
No video proof.
No, I'm not violent. I'm not that. I had to do my Walter White moment. I've never done that to anybody. I just calmly go up to him and say, "Get the fuck off my property or get the hell out of my town." And usually that's enough to make a move.
That's enough to make him run.
It really is.
Give me some
I mean, you
examples.
got the reputation of being the batshit guy that lives on the big farm. They
That's good stuff.
pretty much listen to you. God, that was nasty.
Was that Gozer?
Yeah, coming out my ass. That stunk really bad, dude.
Gozer's coming out, huh?
Goes just
No,
hanging
I just let one rip and it's foul. God.
Well, that's pretty bad if you can't even deal with it.
Dude, I ate rice all day. You should not be stinking like this if you eat rice all day.
Eat rice. Rice is supposed to be good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you, but it shouldn't be coming out of you smelling like that.
It's detoxing you is what it's doing, right?
Well, it ain't doing much for the atmosphere in here, so I don't know about detox.
So are we gonna have Mike on like one of the earlier shows in the year?
Yes.
I think we should.
We need to.
Yeah.
If he thinks March is a long ways away, then weeks, and I think we need to have you back on for.
I don't make super long-term plans unless it involves doing something in the greenhouse or in the farm itself, or in the business. So everything to me is long ways away unless it's on a piece of paper saying it needs to be done here and there.
So why don't we plan on one of the first weeks in January then?
Yeah.
You good with that?
Boom, let's do it.
Okay.
It'll be a
I'm
good
game.
one. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, it will be a good one. That'll be a great show.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. But guys, I wanted to appreciate you guys for having whiskey talk on tonight. That was pretty cool.
Oh, no problem, man. That's why I had to
Way
get
to
you
end
on.
there, you know?
Yeah.
That plays into my bottle because I've made beer before, but most of my beer is I've brewed beer. Ugh. I mean, I've blown up some carboys brewing beer, and that's nasty.
I've only brewed, I think, four batches.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done a whole lot, but I've never had any explode. So
I'll tell you what, if you ever have a heavy fermentation and you don't have that cap on right, or you don't have that bung set right, I've got stains in my house that still haven't come out yet where that shit's shot up to the ceiling. Yeah. Wow. That stuff's no joke. When you have a yeast explosion, that's not cool. It's not like a yeast infection. That's pretty explosive too.
The whole house.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I probably just made everybody sign off, but
No, we're good.
guys, if you don't have anything else to ask about or me to contribute, I'll leave you alone so you guys can talk about the universe.
Nice.
Wow. We get pretty deep,
We do get deep
when we start talking about the universe. So
No, I don't. I'm surface layer universe. If it's not bubblegum, illicit drugs, or hookers and cocaine, then it's too deep for me.
Nice.
Did I just say hookers and cocaine?
You did.
you did.
I had
Sentence.
nothing to do with hookers or cocaine. I'm going to go on record now in case my wife watches this.
You better, because that's all part of this show. So
Yeah.
it goes up on YouTube and it's there for a long time.
I'll tell you what, dude, that'd be the best clickbait ever is if you have that as a title for one of your YouTube shows, hookers and cocaine.
Cocaine.
Dude, you have 1,000 views, and you should just have a running Chiron going, just wait for the hookers and cocaine, just wait for the hookers and cocaine. You'll have 1 million viewers waiting to see the hookers and cocaine.
Are you taking notes?
Just saying, I'm giving you an idea there. You'll have 1 billion viewers waiting for hookers and cocaine.
Mike Super Horror Show, I don't know where you're at, but you better be taking notes on this one.
Yeah.
Hookers. He needs to do an animated hooker and cocaine thing.
Right?
Yeah.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Dude, and you could run that for like weeks and have just keep people right on the edge of seeing the hookers and cocaine. Like you see a piece of a naked butt come on and then say, oh, we got to go. And then next week we'll have the hooker.
Time ran out.
Next week we'll have the hooker and cocaine. So you'll have so many people tuning in.
Well, we got to wait for 12 days of Creedmus run out. So we're trying to, we just released the sing along version. So hopefully everybody's watching that.
That would be an amazing song if somebody did a song entitled "Hookers and Cocaine." He needs to do that. Super Hard Show, Hookers and Cocaine.
Okay, well, yeah. Where's my notepad?
I know. Take notes on it. He'll listen to it. He'll know.
Yeah.
You're taking virtual notes.
Hookers and cocaine. Well, it's kind of hard to get that out of my head anyway. So
Right.
I don't think I'll forget it.
We'll remember that. All right, buddy. Well, you have a happy new year.
Y'all
Yeah.
too. Thanks. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Like I said, it has been one of the biggest pleasures of this whole fucked up year. Is the great friends that we've made this year.
Absolutely.
And of course you are right up there on the top of the list. So
amen.
Yeah.
You might not want to admit that in court or in public.
Oh crap! No, it's been documented.
It's on record.
It's on record. So
Oh shit! Burned the books.
Nice.
Okay, guys, have a great night, and y'all have.
Oh, you too.
All right, buddy.
You
Happy
take
New
care.
Year. We'll
Happy
talk
New
to you in
Year.
a few weeks. Oh, you logged off already.
Oh crap! Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
Didn't we say that last time when we had him? We had him on Parapalooza.
Yeah,
It's like, now what do we do? Such a great guest.
Well, I did send the link to Wendy if she wanted to jump on because we're going to talk about plans for the new year.
Yes. So we'll sit here and drink, Wendy, while we're waiting.
If you want to jump on, Wendy, it's up to you. I don't know if you're working still or not. But we should kind of recap our episodes.
Yeah, we should.
Year, don't you think?
Yeah. Let's start with the first one then. We just because I can tell you that one went all to shit for me. I started off really good. Started off on my diet and did really good for a few months. And then crap.
So our 2020 plan was to lose weight at the beginning.
Yeah, and I did.
Yeah.
Actually, I still haven't put on all the weight that I'd taken off. So it wasn't a total loss. And my daughter Rachel, that was on that episode,
Pull it up again.
her and her poor family are all going through the Rona right now.
That sucks.
All of them.
We wish you guys well. Get better quick.
And not that Tim has the Rona. We never did say, why Tim wasn't here tonight.
Yeah, he's not feeling too good.
He wasn't feeling well at all. So
get better, Tim.
Yeah. I'm going to start over again. I got to get at least on I'll get with you. I need to get on a program to at least get a little more active.
Yeah, it went from losing weight to not catching the Rona. That's what our 2020 went.
That's pretty much. That was the 2020 plan.
That was the plan.
So
then our second episode of the year, was a big one.
That was a big one.
That's where we actually featured Tim for the first time.
Yeah, Tim came into we met him years ago, but this is where he actually really came into our lives,
right?
And talked about his UFO encounter that is a very incredible story. So if you haven't caught episode 202, you really need to hear that story. It's crazy.
Go check it out. Let's see what comments are coming up real quick before we go further. Alcohol does kill the Rona.
Well, that's why we've been okay so far.
We're safe. So we had episode 203, which holds a special place in my heart.
Mine as well. It was a fun episode, and of all of them that we've done, that's probably the most memorable just because of the circumstances surrounding it. Just to recap really quick, we recorded the whole episode, which was a little over an hour and a half, maybe.
About an hour and a half, yeah.
And I looked down and realized that we didn't record it. And we were already pretty lit because we were drinking a pretty hefty beer. And so we said, oh, well, let's do it again.
And we did.
And we did it again, and even got a little more sauced, and it was a lot of fun.
And the best part was we actually featured weapons in that. episode
we
too. So
did.
you see our little survival kit there, our zombie survival kit. We had all those weapons on the table and we were talking about them, which is probably pretty dangerous to do.
It was just a fun episode, and you really need to check that one out.
Yeah, go check it out. And it's gonna kind of foreshadow things in the future a little bit.
I think so.
So that'd be cool. So then the fourth one.
Yeah. So we decided we wanted to do a Ghost Hunting 101 series. And so we brought in our mentor, Mr. Vinny Amico, to talk about kind of the process of what he does with clients,
Right.
to vet them for doing an investigation or whatnot. And we were still hoping to get an episode 103 out of it.
I'm still working on that.
But
yeah,
we did make it to 102.
We did make it to 102, which we'll get to in a minute.
Or part 1, part 2. It was still 101. Boy, whether we get into the binary code of thing again.
So episode 205, I really enjoyed that episode, and it didn't get a lot of traction, and I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, I learned a lot from that one.
Mm-hmm.
And it dealt a lot with aliens.
It did.
And, it's highly recommended. Wendy's on twice. How did she do that?
How'd she do that? Then 206, we brought Vinny back in for part 2.
Which was the interview
with Brittany.
Yeah.
And that was a really neat episode.
That was cool.
If you haven't had a chance to check that out, definitely go check that out.
Yeah. Brittany's had some pretty crazy experiences, and she'll tell you about them in that episode. And we're still hoping for a part 3 for this one, and do an actual investigation at her place.
It'll come.
Yes.
It'll come. We'll see what happens.
Uh-oh, we lost Wendy.
She moved.
Oh, Brittany moved?
Brittany moved, yeah. But it followed her.
Oh, see, I didn't get that part of the story.
Yeah.
But that doesn't surprise me, because I think it's always been with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. We'll have to
Mm-hmm.
follow up with that. And then we did our first road trip.
We sure did, and that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So we got probed.
We did. I should have brought that picture up. I didn't bring that picture up. Yeah, we talked about Roswell then and now, from back in the was it 40s, 1947?
Yeah, 1947.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's really crazy if you look at technology of how, the advances really started to escalate after the Roswell incident.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so we kind of covered that in that episode.
Yeah, that was a fun episode too.
Mm-hmm. And our para family.
Yep. This was another great episode we did. This was a lot of fun. This was also on the same trip.
Yeah.
So we got we didn't do a Roswell investigation, but we got to do an investigation on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
So
at the Lewis Flat School.
Mm-hmm. Great food.
Yeah.
Food was phenomenal there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
So you get to see some of that investigation on there and some crazy happenings.
Mm-hmm. And then this was kind of a fun episode.
It was. So if any of you follow us on Twitter, my daughter Michelle takes care of our Twitter page, and she also makes all kinds of gnomes. And so we did an episode on the invasion of the gnomes, and there's some urban legends and myths and stuff that some of those little bastards are actually real.
Yep. We had some
so it's fun.
Cool happenings during that episode too.
We did.
I won't spoil it. Go watch it.
No, it's a must watch.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we did our second sort of road trip, I guess.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Well, it was the weekend that they finally kind of lifted the restrictions or whatnot. Yeah. So
Corona.
So everybody was out and traveling. So we didn't get to do what we wanted to do totally on that trip, but we still ended up getting a really cool paranormal investigation in.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up to Payson originally to do some research and look for the Mogollon Monster, which is Arizona's version of Bigfoot.
Yep.
But what we found was very paranormal, and one of our investigators got some pretty nasty scratches from that investigation.
Don't spoil it.
That's what, as far as I'm going. But you got to check that one out.
Yeah, go watch that one. That one was good. And then we did, where are we at? 211.
That one was a blast too.
And Monsters and Myths. That was fun. That was neat. We part of that came from the whole brick thing with Tim. That's how we got on that idea of talking about the different monsters and legends and stuff. So that was a fun episode. Go check that one out. And then we had our anniversary episode, which we thought was only fitting to go back to where we started.
Exactly.
And that was the Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary. We got to meet up with Joe.
Joe Himes.
I can't remember names. It's so bad. But that was a lot of fun too. So we got to revisit it, see how much the place grew, and got to take more people with us, which was fun.
Yeah, it started with snakes.
Oh,
now I got the hiccups.
And then we wrapped it up with 213, which is the Doña Ana.
Yeah, and it's another investigation we did with our para family here in Arizona.
Yep.
Which consists of AZ peers and of Ghost, which ghost hunters of Southern Tucson, of which
perfect timing.
Wendy is part
Hi
of.
guys, this was a surprise. You're supposed to give me like a day ahead notice, you know.
Yeah, well, we like to throw shit at you like that, so you know.
What's up, guys? I love the show.
How you doing?
Great.
You have a good Christmas?
Oh yeah, I go so. My gosh, I spend so much money at the end of the year for Christmas.
So Darren get everything he wanted?
I think so. He better. I spent enough of money on him. But he did good for me too. He got me a couple of new things for my investigations. So I got the new PS7. Oh my God. The spirit box. I've been drinking pie holes, so if I'm a little bit, you know.
At least you've been doing the whiskey.
Yeah, I got a new spirit box, the one that has the sensor lights on it and stuff. And this little rig thing that Benny uses to put all of his little toys on it. Yeah, so I got that. Got a Ghost Adventures t-shirt. I've been begging for years to get some kind of, you know, I'm a big fan. But yeah, and then we're gonna go horseback riding. He got me a horseback riding for like a 90-minute ride up in Benson. Pretty cool. I'm excited. Yeah, got cool stuff. But yeah, you guys' Christmas was good.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, good.
It comes and goes so quick.
Oh, it does. I took my Christmas tree down like the next day. It gets depressing after it's over with them.
Well, it's over. Crap.
Yeah. So, but yeah. But you guys, I'm loving it tonight. Naked, of course. Just he cracks me up.
Isn't that great?
Gosh, yeah. He's my kind of crazy for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I really want to have you on to kind of talk about, you know, some of the plans we have going in next year. I don't know if you want to talk about any of that or.
Yeah, I'm trying to get us into at the Doña Ana jail again. I'm looking at February. I'm hoping like the third week of February, maybe the last week. It's up to you guys. You guys got to let me know what week is better for you. We also I'm trying to get the American flag up in up at oh my gosh,
Globe,
where Acadia Ranch is.
Oracle, sorry.
Oracle.
I don't know why I said Globe.
Oracle, my God, I told you I've been drinking a little bit. In Oracle, which is a very cool place. We investigated it one time, and it's a very cool place. We got some cool stuff. I'm trying to get the Double Eagle, the restaurant up in New Mexico.
That'd be cool.
I'm trying to get that. But yeah, we got some things. I think Danny's got some stuff going on. He's trying to get a few places. But yeah, that's what I'm planning. I want to try to do a really big place. I'm thinking I really want to try to do Penhurst this year. Sanitarium.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be a big road trip.
Yeah, that's a big road trip.
That's a big road trip, but you know, it would be so worth it. I mean, just to say we did it, and it's just one of my bucket list. It really is, and I really want to do it. Or even Waverly Hills. So, yeah. But
we need to go do the Queen Mary for sure. That'd be fun.
The Queen Mary was cool. Me and Darren went and stayed on the Queen Mary. I got some stuff out in the hallway outside of our room. That was pretty cool. There's a room that's really expensive, and it's supposed to be really haunted. I got to go inside of that room. There was these like 3 guys that had rented it out for the night, and they had a group of kids hanging around the door, and I kind of like snuck over and you know, kind of stood around with those kids, and they opened up the door and let these kids come in just to check out the room. They let me in, and it's a pretty creepy room. It's supposed to be pretty haunted, but it's really expensive. It's like a $600 room for one night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like the most haunted room on the Queen Mary. They don't shut it down, of course. I mean, they only did that for, I guess, for Ghost Adventures. I don't even think they even did that for them. I don't think they shut the whole thing down. I'm not for sure.
But I wonder now, because of the virus, it's not an active hotel right now because it's shut down. So I wonder if they would entertain
discounts.
Well, right.
Yeah,
You know, if they had a team come in and investigate, I mean, they'd still be making money off of us. So I don't know if they want to do something like that. Might be worth a phone call.
It's something to think about. I mean, I'm always writing or emailing or doing something, trying to get different places. I do know that I'm trying to get us some more out of state places. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't give up when it comes to this. This is something I love. So I'm going to find something that we haven't done yet, and it's going to be like badass.
Well, I do have my connection at Skinwalker Ranch now.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that would be so cool. I've always wanted to do that. Go there. We have a guy also. I don't know if it's the same guy that you know. Vinny knows that he's
my sister that I know.
His name is Leyland. He was one of the guys that investigated with us up in Globe, and he had messaged me a few weeks or so back and said that he could get us on some reservations out there to investigate.
Yeah.
So where do you guys want to go? What do you guys want to do? I mean,
everywhere.
Yeah. I know. Me too.
Okay.
But yeah.
We're sluts when it comes to, you know.
Oh, I am too. I'm the biggest slut ever when it comes to the paranormal. Yeah.
The domes would be cool if we can get out to the domes.
Yeah, the domes are completely torn down now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I have that information. I know who to get in contact with. That's another thing. If you guys want to do that, I want to do Sasco. Up here, it's close to Picacho Peak area.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Yeah, you can look it up, and it has some pretty cool history to it. We investigated it kind of like one time with me and Darren, and the other guy we investigate with sometimes, Scott. And we went out there, and I actually saw like a shadow man walking, and it's the building's all, you know, torn down. And
Darren.
No, another shadow man.
Okay.
Not the one. Yeah, not that one. But yeah, that's a pretty cool place. I'd like to try to get you guys down. We didn't get a lot of evidence at the slaughterhouse up here in Tucson, but that was pretty cool. I mean, we got a few little things, but guys, you know how it is. It just sometimes you get stuff, sometimes you don't.
The crazy thing is you get stuff when you're not looking for it. So
yeah. So it's something else. Me and Vinny's been talking about. I'm trying. There's a antique store I'm trying to get. So there's a lot that I'm trying to get this year.
we need to go back to that antique store
In
in
Texas.
Texas,
Oh, yeah.
right across the border.
Yeah, I want to go there. That seemed like it was
an
pretty
awesome
cool.
place.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, I think there's places up in New Mexico. I mean, it's the driving and stuff. I mean, there's some places out there that's like we can get in. I've already got some people, responding, but it's like an 8-9 hour drive, and it's just when we can do it and when everybody can get together and just do it.
Well, that's why you'd have to plan a few different sites, because it'd be worth the trip. If we did Doña Ana, if we did Adobe Deli, if we did the antique store in Texas, if we made all that in one trip, it'd be worth it.
Double
It'd be worth
Eagle
the drive.
so,
Yeah,
right.
Double Eagle. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, the Double Eagle is amazing. We have to get in there, and it was so it sucked because we had it, and then the virus came.
And then the
out.
Rona hit.
Oh my God. I was so disappointed in that one. I was like, God, and I really worked on getting that one, and I got us in. It was a set date, everything. And
That antique store, though, when you spoke to them, they were interested in having us come back and do an investigation, weren't they? When you spoke to them?
Oh yeah. So it's just like I said, they're so many people are open to it now to go in and investigate. I mean, there's places that don't even want to charge you. They just want you to come in and
What's going on?
Yeah.
Validation, something's going on. Yeah.
Right. They have like investigators that have come in and they want to see what you can, they want to see what you can also capture or get, So, but yeah, that is. You guys okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we're also kind of excited. Well, not kind of, but we're pretty excited about some of the new places opening for us to do the ghost tours at this year.
Oh yeah, we got those planned up in Globe. We got. I'm not for sure if I'm supposed to. Well, I guess it's being advertised.
We're going to see if Vinny would like to come on.
Yeah, because I don't want to say anything that Ben kind of wants to wait to say. I like you guys' decorations in the back too.
Thank you.
It's really not there. Oh crap! It is there. Okay.
Well, I'm like, whatever. I ain't been drinking that much. But yeah, I would like. What would be cool too is to come back, like in the studio, and we all just get together and talk about some of our.
We need to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Investigations, especially the Donna Anna. That was, because of the slamming of the cell that sounded like the cell doors and stuff. We didn't have video of it, but
no, that's why we have to go back.
Yeah.
Of course, when we go back.
Right. So
Yeah.
That was a great investigation, wasn't it?
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was probably one of my favorite investigations because we got so much stuff, and it was only just us. There was no one else there. There was no tampering of anything else. You know what I'm saying? It was just us, and what we heard was what we heard, and it was real. It was
we didn't get any video of anything, but we got it all on audio, and that was just incredible.
Yeah, it was great. But that's probably one of my favorite places. I want to go back, as many times as we can before they tear it down.
Yes. Screwed up.
Yeah, because
It happened to me today.
Huh?
I'm going to tell you what happened to me today. That was just kind of interesting because you've heard me talk about the graveyard that butts up to our subdivision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have the green areas or the green belts that are the common area, that always kind of feel a little off to me. And I've got some crazy stuff just on the ghost tube and necrophonics and that there. Well, today I was walking the dog and we went down to the, not the one that I'm usually getting stuff from, but it still butts up right to the graveyard. And there was absolutely no wind blowing today or this morning. It was just as calm as could be. And at this entrance to this part of the green belt, there's a big iron gate, and my dog and I were just standing there, and the gate was I guess it's chained closed with a padlock and stuff, but it was inward. The two doors or two gates, whatever, were pointing inward. And the dog and I are just standing there, and then all of a sudden the gates start going, and they went all the way to try to open. And my dog looks up at me and says, I didn't do that. I didn't touch it.
That was a good impression of the gate, I gotta add.
It was pretty wild. I mean, it had a kind of a creepy feel to it as it was going on. So I was like, something is going on here. And, of course, I'm not investigating. I don't have any recorder stuff going and all that, but this is really happening. And I can't explain it because there was absolutely no wind. And those gates are super, super heavy.
Yeah.
They're going to move on their own without some kind of activity bumping them or whatever. And it was wild. So
so this is exactly where it's like where you live in the area you live in. You said?
Right where I live. Yeah. So our subdivision on the south side of our subdivision, the whole south side of our subdivision is a graveyard.
Did you get any weird feelings when how that?
No, I get that. I got that. Well, I got the chills, I mean, it was like, I wasn't expecting something, but then when it kind of happens and you're looking at the environment and there's nothing in the environment that would cause that to happen.
Right.
It's like, So I'm still going to go down there one of these days, just do an investigation at night when it just feels creepy anyway.
Let's do it at night. Let's do it.
There you go.
Come over and do it. That'd be fun.
I didn't live 2 hours away. I'd come by and I'm so itching to do something. It's like I can go like a week, 2 weeks at the most, not doing something, and then it's just like, oh my God, I'm just itching to do something. I want to go investigate. It's just I think I'm so into doing this that it's almost getting scary. If that makes sense. It's like constantly I'm trying to find something all the time, and Darren I go, we need a weekend off. I'm like, no, we don't. We need to investigate, But it's oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope you can get something. That would be cool.
I think it'd be fun when you said bring everybody back in the studio here. It'd be fun to do that on a Tuesday night if we could.
Yeah.
If we could set that up in the future.
Yeah, that would be great. I think it'd be fun just getting everybody,
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, I get everybody like to talk about what happened at especially the Donna Anna, but all the other investigations we got. I mean, because everyone gets different experiences wherever we go, and I think everybody should just be able to come on and just tell you what happened and how it felt, and you know what I mean. Just
We got Vinny on now. Let's go ahead and bring him on. I don't see his video.
Thank you. You're my spokesman.
He's just video or he's only audio.
Yeah, just audio. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh man! Come on, look at me.
I'm naked. You want to see
Orb.
You don't have no video?
He didn't put on any makeup.
No,
I didn't
just
put on
audio.
no makeup. Look at this, man. I don't do this. Well,
Now my son's got his camera set up back, so it's just an audio that we got hanging out here. I don't have a camera in my computer at all.
Oh, okay.
And God knows I'm not going to be able to figure out my phone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2021. I hope this bull crap is behind us, and everybody that has been afflicted gets well. We have a couple of friends, Scott for one, that came down with it, and also his, I think she's to be his wife, Tiff. She came down with it, so hope these guys will get back together, and everyone else that's out there that's suffered through this. Not so much just even getting the virus, but being affected by your work, your livelihood, different things like that. Some people this Christmas didn't even see their families in person. They wait from the driveway or on, whatever form they use to communicate, which really does stink. So hopefully this crap is a little behind us. But paranormal wise, yeah, we're moving ahead. Talking to a lot of people. I was just chatting with the guy up in Jerome that does the tours up there. They want to do something back and forth, so we might go up there and do something with them. See if we can bring our team up there for sure, just to do a tour, but do some type of public events with them. Be kicking around doing a Paracon. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is at Globe at the depot, because the depot's big, it's kind of clean. They got some breakout rooms, so we can do different workshops around the outside of the depot. There's enough places to put at least 12 booths, so we can have people, get a booth, and we can have some talent in. And then at night we do the investigations. We have plenty of places, that we can do. We have enough of crew to be able to handle it. So that's something kind of in the works. I don't know how fruitful it's going to be. We have to kind of see where this virus thing goes, because people are very skittish. I've been going on some Facebook pages trying to promote the tour aspect of the jail up in Healy Jail. And people are like, Corona, you shouldn't be doing stuff like this. Look, the place has to keep going, Corona or not. It's not getting any money. So, if you're skitsy about the virus, that's fine. Don't come. But there are people that would still be interested in coming. So we're just throwing it out there. Whoever's interested comes. And that's, all we're trying to do. But, the Paracon, we'll see how it goes. I was targeting May. It might have to be sometime in the fall, just to give us enough time to get things set up. Hopefully Jay's Paracon at Vulture City goes. I think it's October 2nd. I know Vicky, All West Paranormal, who handles the jail. Hopefully she has hers going, which you guys were talking about this past year, that you were going to go up there presenting all of our teams. So again, a lot of stuff is going to be cool. New locations. I talked with Freddie from Prescott. He's got something going on. He's going to try to work it out for March. So we'll see how it goes. Miami, some people are getting interested in what we're doing there. Across from the Y, there's the antique shop. It's really small. One of the girls that were at one of our tours that does the Prescott tours, Darlene. I don't know if you guys remember her. There was 3 of them. They came up to the jail that one night.
Yeah.
But were in the area. They were just checking out the buildings and shops and whatnot all day long. And they happened to stop over at this antique shop. And they mentioned that, the people that are doing the jail up in Globe are also doing events here. And he was really interested. Now, if it's the same place, I was in there when we were doing that one building. I can't remember the name. Remember that one we did one day? The 2-story with the balcony on the outside?
Oh, yeah. The one up in Miami?
Isaac and his mother and those folks.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
I guess they found out something. Anyhow, I went there before we got to meet, just to kind of like talk about the town. And there was a woman in there that said her daughter was a 10th level psychic medium. I don't know what 10th level means, but I don't know if it's the same store, but if it is, it's extremely small. So if we do eventually investigate there, it's probably going to be 2 team members in at a time, going for 20 minutes, come out, next group goes in, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see what happens. There's the Hotel Magna up in
that was gonna be cool.
I spoke with the owner. He wasn't for it, he wasn't against it. He didn't say no way, and say great, let's get it set up. It's kind of like it's open. So one of these days we'll go up there. Maybe we do a couple events up in the area, and then we get 4 rooms or so. Maybe the whole group of us go up there get 4 rooms, see if they can isolate us on 1 floor or 2 floors, and then we can investigate that area and then produce any evidence we have. At that point, maybe be interested, especially if he knows he's going to end up making some money out of this.
Yeah.
But it'll be another nice place for some of our guests to be able to go up and enjoy. But the place is cool. What he did in there, I mean, the before and after pictures, absolutely incredible. This man really, again, renovating historic locations to bring them back to the way they were instead of knocking them down to make a strip mall or a parking lot. So, kudos to this guy for putting his life and his monies into this place. And it's really, really nice. So hopefully, that does develop. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that one.
That'll be cool.
Well, yeah, we love you guys coming in and going with us to these investigations. I mean, my gosh, you guys are like the greatest. We love you guys so much.
It was
I mean, I know.
Meeting them one day, it was like, these guys want me to, I don't know, I think it was was it Brittany's that was having an issue and you contacted me through Facebook?
Yep.
And again, you guys kind of got it firsthand. Nobody got back to you. You mentioned you contacted a few people. Like, what's the deal? That's what you're supposed to do. If somebody has a paranormal situation, to reach out to you. You don't like walk away from it or ignore it. But unfortunately, that's a lot of people do. They're not really in this for the help aspect. They're in it for becoming famous or whatever the case may be. A lot of people have misplaced, why they're doing this, which, that's the way it is today. And that's fine. Everybody's got their own deal.
Right.
But I remember you guys contacting me and going, okay, I didn't know what end would have been up with you guys, but, we got together and here we got this great friendship going on. We got, more people that love the same things that we do, the paranormal, historic locations. Some of you guys did meet what we're going to call an intern, Kendra. She's very knowledgeable. So hopefully, she stays with us. And we got a couple other teams that are interested in coming under the umbrella. So we'll see. Leland up in North Country, he does have some local places that he goes to that he wants to bring us in. I'm a little concerned about going on to Indian reservations because when we do, you just got to remember that's a hell of a lot of respect when you go into those places.
Oh, yeah.
You can't go in there and be an ass. To me, it's a privilege.
But we're like good candidates for that because we are respectful and you know what I mean. And we're not going to go. I wouldn't go in there and disrespect anybody, or any land or anything like that. Yeah. You just don't. And that's why you guys are. When we do things together like that, and we're all respectful, and we always treat each other and the spirits and the place with respect, and being able to do these places and go to these places like that is a privilege for me. It's an honor to me because, it's hard to get in some places and it's hard for people to trust you enough to have you come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the Donna Anna, I mean, Vicky, she's been really cool. The last time I talked to her was a few weeks ago, and she's like excited for us to come back. She saw the episode that you guys did, and she said it was amazing. She said she was so happy we got what we got, and she's like, you guys are welcome back here anytime. Cool. I mean, there's some teams, one in particular, I won't say the name, but she contacted me about this one particular team, and long story short, basically this team wasn't a good team to be in there. And I just gave her heads up. I go, you don't want, and she goes, well, I'm glad you told me. She said, because I don't want them coming in disrespecting me or the spirits in here or anyone else, and I don't like doing that. And I never have done that with anybody like that, any teams, but it was something she came to me about. She goes, I've heard things about this team. Do you know this team? I'm like, yeah, there was a run in, with this particular team. And, and that's what I believe in doing. And you protect and respect areas. And if you think someone's going to come in there and disrespect that place, or, whoever has been running it or whatever, I think it needs to be known. It's just, I just don't think that's cool. You just don't do that stuff,
Oh, I
It-
think
it-
Building a reputation over the years. I've met a lot of people due to the store. The Paracons will be nice if we can get that off the ground, and if Jay, does have what
Yeah.
he said he happened, and also, what Vicky does out in New Mexico and Lucretius. So you just meet people, you network. That's what this show is all about. You talk about different topics, different interests that different people do come on. People know people. Actually, I mentioned I got to get more business cards from you guys. But whenever I sell a product,
Need more
I
business.
throw a business card in there when I send out our newsletters, which is, not much. Maybe I send out a store newsletter every 2 months just to let them know something new we have or something new that we developed and designed. And right in that newsletter is, a link to the show and, to the YouTube channel. So hopefully, something comes because as Mike was saying, Bigfoot, that, it's a nice paranormal community. It's going to take a while to grow. Some people go to check in and go, this is bullshit, or this is boring, or, these people don't know what they're talking about, or whatever the case may be, whatever, reason. And they'll come and they'll go, but there's going to be a group that's going to be logging on almost every week. And you can see the names that are here all the time. It's
Right.
just going to grow. And, that's what it's all about. It is a power unity that needs to really get moving, especially here in Arizona.
Mhm.
It was amazing how people's attitudes went, hey, I understand that you investigated such and such a place. I'd be interested in getting in there. Would you happen to have the contact, information so I can reach out? No, that's ours. What do you want?
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the What do you mean? It's yours.
Here's that.
It's like, okay, whatever. And I get contacted about the jail, all the time. We want to, a camera crew contacted me the other day. I'm like, here, here's the woman that you need to talk to. I just do events up there to support the place. I don't run the place. So, we forward everything up there. And a lot of times Molly would reach out and ask, do you know anything about these people? I'm like, no, but, charge me an extra $50 and I'll come up and babysit. That's how much I love that place. I don't want anybody to do it harm because if it is disrespected, which I know it has been in the past, when we go up there, whether we're there or not, it's just going to shut down. So we enjoy it. We enjoy a lot of the places that we do, but we're getting more and more locations, and I'm kind of like opening up to not just historic locations that are museums that have donations and some support from the state. I'm also looking for people like our client that is up in Miami, where she bought the building 10 years ago, went to renovate it, came up with all sorts of, issues and problems. It becomes a money pit. She wants to sell it right now. I believe it is on the market, but in the meantime, we're going to help her keep maintaining it, keep it in some type of repair. So if she does eventually sell it, at least the building is going to have a life afterwards. It's not going to fall apart. Where if you drive in Miami, you see so many buildings that looks like bombs went off. They're just dilapidated and falling apart. It's an absolute shame because that is a really cool, cute little town.
It's an amazing location,
It
actually.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many buildings in Miami that are just like, gosh, every time I drive by one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could get in there. I wish I could get in there, because there has to be, because there's so many old buildings, there has to be something in there or some kind of, I mean, maybe not all of them, but there's history to it. And just the history alone is amazing. But, if you capture something, that's like an extra bonus right there, But
you guys know it's Bullion, right? Bullion Plaza in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
That's another place that we can work with Tom there and, see if we can do, a co-event with him. I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing it to raise a little money. But, again, reaching out to the public and the followers of you guys, anybody that knows somebody that owns historical property that really needs help in kind of keeping it maintained, keeping the upkeep, we're more than willing to try to, go and give you a hand and try to do some type of events in there. So that's what it's all about for me, because I want to give back for all the years, all the places that I've, had the fortune to go to. I would love to get back down to the Orpheum, but there was new building management a couple of years ago, and they're kind of not in that direction. And especially now with COVID, I don't even think they're doing their standard. I think they do free tours on Tuesdays or every other Tuesday or Thursday. I don't even think they do those because of COVID. But that's a beautiful, amazing place, and it's haunted to crap, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Have you guys ever been in the Orpheum?
No.
Are you
I
gonna go come up
understand there's a really nice band there.
do the tour at least?
It
A
is.
lot of history.
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful place. It's awesome. You have to go in and if you just go in for, like Vinny says, just for the tour, get in there and just check it out, and you'll just be in awe going in there. I'm not even kidding. It's awesome. But yeah,
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say we did get a few things while we were there, which was pretty cool. Some pretty cool stuff. But just just walking in there is just, my gosh, it's so amazing. You have to do it though. If anyone listening, you haven't been there and you live in Arizona, go there. You have to check this place out.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that where Pam said she got a nice hug from a really nice man?
Nice man,
Yeah.
Her and Karen.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the things, and you too, Wendy. I sound like a broken record every time we do a show and we have you guys on, but truly, you guys are incredible for what you do, and we're really an honor to be a part of your family. And it truly is a family. It really is.
Oh yeah, and I feel this. I know everyone else does, but I can speak only for me. But I really, really love and respect you guys, and respect what you're doing for your show and for other people, paranormal people, teams and things out there, and giving them some recognition and all that. I mean, you guys do a great job. And I mean, I've been watching pretty much from the beginning, and I've been impressed every time you do a new episode or do a new show. It's like, okay, that topped out. Let's see if they can top the next one. And of course you do. So I'm like, okay, this goes. That's why I'm like the first one on the show every Tuesday. I'm right there. I try to be faithful and be a faithful fan, because that's just how not just a fan, I'm friends, and all that. But as far as your show, I consider myself a big fan. So I really enjoy it.
Well, we're your fan. or Wendy.
No, somebody actually. I actually have a fan.
Rebecca fan.
If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be. I don't know where we'd be right now. We don't know if we'd be doing the things we're doing.
Yeah,
and my hats off to you guys for that. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, and I think Joey can echo this, is we thank you guys for taking us on. I mean, we really do.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a great a great ride so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
So when will Parapalooza be next?
We're looking at March right now.
Yeah.
I think the third weekend of March we were talking about.
Yeah.
Right after St.
we
Patrick's
need to
Day.
really get that locked
I'm
in.
working on that now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So because we have a group that's going to take it, or going to host it this year. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's what the paranormal.
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be able to top the 12 days of Creepmas, but we might be able to.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Easy stuff.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I was like, it was different, but it was
Different.
It was very unique, and you guys did a great job at doing that, at being unique.
A traditional Christmas song.
Exactly. You were great. I was like, oh no, they didn't. You did.
I can tell you this, that the Google search for 2 bouncing boobies has skyrocketed since we were so
that was funny. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys, like I said, do a great show, and it's gonna get bigger. You just gotta be patient, and it will grow. I mean, it's gonna get out there. I know you're doing already good.
Long haul.
Yeah.
I mean, originally we were looking at the numbers all the time, subscribers and all that. But, what it really boils down to is just enjoy what you're doing and just try to get it to grow organically,
Well, yeah. And as long as you show as long as you show that you're enjoying what you're doing, it's going to catch people's more attention more than trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to get out there and just, push it. You know what? They're going to watch it one time, see how much fun it is, how much, work you guys put into it, and how great you do what you do, with it. And it'll grow that way. I mean,
well, the thing is, the whole live thing started with the whole COVID thing. And who would have thought we're on episode 30 right now, and
Yeah, our live show.
We have so much fun doing the live show because we get to feature some really, really great guests. And, and to have you guys on, and we still love doing our regular episodes, but I look forward to every Tuesday. I really do.
I
me too. Oh, me too. No, I'm like, tomorrow's Tuesday. Yes, 6:00. I get on as soon as like 5 minutes before you even start the show. Most of the time, I'm like, okay, I'm here and waiting. But yeah, you guys have done a great thing. It's gonna get better. I know that. I can feel it. I know it's gonna get bigger.
So where else can you go and have a conversation about shit online? You can't.
And that's it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't be yourself online. I mean, come on now.
Nope.
You have to be yourself online. You don't want to be fake online now, do you? So you guys are doing great, and I'm glad. I'm glad we're part of the show. Or we may not be on it, but we're still part of the show by watching. So
we'll always be there.
You're with us all the time.
You guys are family.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Hopefully, we represent you well.
We try.
We try to.
No, you guys. I can't even. And I keep saying I repeat myself, but I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I love my girl Lindsay. I love Becca. All my other buddies and our little group of investigators. They're my family. I love them all. We can't always be at investigations at the same time, or we might not talk every day, but always know that got your back. Always. I'm got your back.
It goes for you guys as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's turned into quite the love fest right here. Feeling all warm and fuzzy right now.
Kind of feel like I'm back in the 70s.
Right.
But yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. I didn't expect it. I was totally like, oh my God, are you serious? Okay. Well, don't have time to put any makeup on. Here we go. Throw on some lipstick. I'm good to go. That's funny.
You look beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, and you guys, I guess, start getting close to wrapping this. So, just want to wish everybody a happy and safe New Year, and let's look forward to a prosperous 2021 for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's got to be better.
I'll cheers to that, Benny. 100%. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Happy New Year's, Ben.
Yeah.
To you guys, take care.
Okay.
Tell Pam we said Happy New Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, tell my wifey, Happy New Year.
I'm starting to knit for next Christmas, so.
Nice.
Catch you later.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, guys. I will see you next month, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be on the 9th. Okay, cool.
Oracle?
Yes. No, 9th.
Oh,
Globe.
9th is Globe.
Globe.
Yeah.
Oh, Oracle
Make it?
February.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah, that's going to be the buildings that we're going to do the tours for. I mean, if you can make it, I'm hoping you can.
Oh, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Cool. All right.
For this shit, man.
Yep.
I always love seeing you guys there. So, all right, guys. Happy New Year's. Love you guys.
All right. Cheers, Wendy. We'll see you.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Are you out? You got to do a little bit of a refill so we can do it.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
That's some good stuff.
It's good stuff. Garen, Happy
I'll
New
let
Year.
you save that. I'll do a little bourbon.
A little bourbon. That was pretty good. That was really good, actually.
It's really
surprisingly.
smooth.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh.
Well,
we didn't cover as much as
we wanted.
We wanted to, but that's because time just kind of flies.
Hey, Sean, thank you very much. And Justy, thank you for sharing and spreading the love. We love that. Hey, Tyler. That's some new viewers on tonight.
That is awesome. It is very awesome. And like I say, we're not shamelessly trying to plug our channel, but we are. So if you're joining us for the first time, please go up and subscribe to our channel and like tonight's video and share it and comment on it. And if it helps us get some more, that's awesome.
Yes.
But I'm serious. So I when it comes to, I mean, I think we kind of show it every week anyway, you know, because we don't really kind of cry for more subscribers and all that. I mean, we don't really actively campaign for it all the time. You know, we just do the show and get what, you know, take what we get.
Yep. And it's been
from each show. And
it's been good.
And I like keeping it that way because I like the low stress kind of lifestyle.
Low key. Yeah.
You know,
yep.
Makes me happy.
Look who's on. Mike, Super Horror Show.
Oh,
hey, Mike.
Mike, you finally made it.
Yes. And Lindsay, go watch Two Bouncing Boobies. You guys have to go check out our 12 Days of Creepiness. We released the sing-along episode now, or the sing-along version.
Yeah, we did.
So you'll have to check that.
Yeah. So if you do a Google search on 12 Days of Creepiness, we're number one.
Are we number one now?
We are number
That's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome.
But if you just Google creepness, I think we're down about 13 or so, but
that's not bad.
But that's pretty good for a Google search. So,
yes. So go check out our 12 Days of Creepiness. Mike Super Horror Show helped out with that.
Oh,
we had a lot of great
big part on that one.
Yep. Yep. Love the grandma.
Such, yeah. That's why I can't really say enough about all of the
people that
we met this past year.
Yep.
Even though 2020 is just, you know, going to go down in history as being the year that never happened. I mean, the things that have happened for us during this this crap year have been awesome. Just with the friends that we've made, and you know, look forward to taking those friendships even further and doing some more crazy collaborations that are just off the charts.
The talent pool is just incredible. It really is. It really is. I mean, we've had so much fun doing it, and yeah, I'll echo that. We look forward to 2021 and what's going to come, because it's just going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm speechless.
Is it time to say goodbye already? That really sucks.
It really has been 2 hours. And I can't believe we almost spent an hour just on bourbon.
You know what? If I had known that, I would have done it more sooner, you know? I mean,
oh yeah. Well,
it is a beer show, but you know,
who knew there were that much. I can't talk. I've had too much. It's the spirits talking now. Hello, Allison.
Hey, Allison.
I hope you guys are feeling better
yes,
tonight.
we hope you guys feel better.
We sure missed him tonight.
Tim has been a lot of fun as an addition.
Yeah,
to
I
the
mean,
show.
he's been
really
part of
has.
this year, you know. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how the year started. He was episode 202.
202.
And it's been quite a riot ever since.
And if you guys haven't gone and checked out that episode, please go check it out. It's really cool. It's a amazing story. And
it's a really good prerequisite to our next episode we're going to release.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to push this one again, because this episode was so much fun. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. Episode 203. You'll laugh your ass off. It was good. We're drunk.
Yeah.
Just say it.
We're pretty.
That's
take 2.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? We should do that beer again. Oh, didn't we do that beer?
We
again?
did.
We did. That's right.
Yeah.
We did feature.
That was the Dead Guys Ale, which was just a few weeks ago.
That's right. We did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another one I'd like to feature again was the one from this episode.
The Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb.
Julian that was a California.
Mm-hmm. Northern California.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was delicious.
That was really tasty. And it was like a 12 point something.
Thank God we only did one take on that one. So
I think we learned from episode 203.
Yeah. Lindsay said we were sauced. Yeah, we pretty much were.
Yeah.
So, but it really, I mean, for all you on tonight listening to us, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, honestly. I mean, you know, you make it worthwhile coming here every Tuesday, and we'd love to see the same names pop up over and over. And we're glad you enjoy, you know, the content that we bring you. And we really do have an exciting 2021 coming up.
Yeah. And there's going to be some amazing collabs going on in this next season too, that will make it that much more fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Just wish everybody the best of New Year's, and love you.
Yeah, we love you guys. Absolutely.
So after we do this little toast, we'll have to show our love to our para family.
Yep.
And we'll see you all next year.
Yeah, stay tuned for our tribute to our para family, and please go check out 12 Days of Creepmas. You guys won't be disappointed. Trust me.
Do you have the flyer for that one?
I don't. I didn't put it up there. I should have.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I should have.
12 Days of Creepness.
Yep.
If you Google it, it'll be number 1.
Go check it out. We appreciate it. Appreciate the love. We hope everybody has a happy and a very safe New Year.
Absolutely.
And until 2021.
This has been The Truth About Beer and Happy Unexplained Hour, or
Exorcism of 2020. Let's get this year the hell out of here, and let's start off new.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Thank you.
you are wondering where to find the Truth About Beer and merchandise, you've come to the right place. BS Designs has all the merch you've been looking for, from t-shirts and koozies to the very collectible The Truth About Beer and themed Gnomes. Visit BS Designs today.
If you're looking to fill up your man cave, she shed, or just looking to decorate or redecorate your house, please visit our good friends at Boomer's Department Stores. And while you're there, be sure to check out their blog page.
Whether you're an aspiring paranormal enthusiast or a seasoned professional, or perhaps you're just looking to add to your equipment inventory, look no further than Ghost Hunters Outlet. They have all your equipment needs. For a limited time, mention the word beer in the promotional code for additional savings. And be sure to watch The Truth About Beer and on YouTube.
Welcome to The Truth About